Okay, so this switch is fine. Okay, to set the BGM. Then to get city weather, we have weather city. Navigate to city. Yeah, we also did this. Yes. City weather. Else, if it's error, this thing. Error code is this. Analysis. Then for the search, city, you search weather, get city weather. Then there's navigate to city. Okay, yeah, so this get weather. Okay. All right, so weather icon. Previous searches, okay, so if length greater than 0, yeah, you want to list it. History name. If I refresh it, will I lose my history?
No, I use the local storage. Local storage too.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. That's home. Save location, attention, and save. You're getting it from context. Listen it out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so far. What did you do with hooks?
I just this the context is it's
Okay.
actually a custom. So I just put it in a separate just like I'm just trying to build up my folder structure. That's supposed to be like a customized hook. So I just kept it in a
Okay.
separate folder then. This yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Pressure there. Okay. Okay. So I think this is good. This is good to go. Already graded this. Okay. Yeah, so next one is so the corrections. Try and reduce the okay. So you reduce this font size a bit. And then maybe you can widen this so that maybe it comes closer to this place. And you probably want to reduce the size of this scroll bar so that it looks a bit nicer. For your saved locations, well, you can do more on this side of things. Mm, any other thing? But I think so far this is okay. Whenever November this. Okay, then this other time so that someone knows what particular distance you're in. So I think that is fine for you. And this is Emmanuel's own. So let me just go over this. Yeah, yeah, I was saying I could not type here. So save locations. Okay. Yeah, so this I can't type here. I am getting my current location, getting my current detail. 61, 31.1, okay, 1.42. And this one, 3.8. 3.8. Should be 1.42. Where are you getting your own from? It's 3.18. That means it means speed is 1. Okay, so what do I let me check your code now. 'Cause for some obvious reason I can't get in the boundary spell on it. Okay, so app.jsx. Mm-hmm. I like flooding app.jsx with a whole lot of things. I have access to all these things. Can't comment. Watch your spellings. So I guess that we are hasty when we are doing some of this stuff. So if the value, okay, so let me start. Input, other data, previous searches, modal state, filter, if you get a particular ID, add it back. Okay, so then this, yeah, so for those of us that are putting our API key here, you guys should go and use, I talked about using .env in the last class. You don't want to share your keys, your API keys to the public. So as much as possible, you need to hide it in .env files. Those when I started working with keys, there are times that when you push it, GitHub will just delete that code for you. It will remove that code, remove the key. You won't be able to push it. That's what happens. Okay, so when you get when you get the data for it, so you store it inside it. So my own is where is the search stuff? Yeah. Why can't I search? A whole lot of things. I don't like this. They stop this guy with props, man. There's a whole lot of props that is being passed inside here. Your app, the JSX, should just have your routes and every other thing. If you want to pass props, go inside, create page inside the pages. You can go in and do whatever you like. Like here, loading this with a whole lot of things. Okay, so location. This is how it will. Your locator in this. What did I style the background? Search locator bar. The man here. It's not here. All right, so I think this needs a couple of things. I don't know why I cannot can search and view this. Yeah. So I asked this question yesterday. I just wanted I didn't get that. I didn't Not clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I asked this question yesterday, so I wanted a little bit on Monday rather. I wanted a little bit of clarity.
Okay.
So I was asking, can you write two API calls inside the same context file? Because I was looking at the review we were doing for Austin. He did not
Okay.
like really do that. So I've been looking to see if there was someone that did that. I've not really seen. So like putting the function for the what's it called? For fetching your current location, like the API call for that, and also doing that of the query. That's for the city search bar that's also on the landing page. Can you do both of them inside the same context API file?
Yeah, you can actually do that. The thing is, well, it all depends on how you want to do your own. I think Austin did his own API call inside,
Yeah,
yeah,
inside his file.
inside the page. So, but if you're using it inside your context, you can actually do that. All you need to do is just specify what will point to what. You know that you need one on page load. You need the one that will get the current weather condition. Then the search owners, you need to send in an input because you need to get a value, and then you, based on that, use it to make your search. So you can actually write both of them. They are two separate functions. They're two separate
So
functions.
because I was thinking, how do you take pass that what's it called? Um
The search
the
value.
the search into your use context because you need it there to make the call.
Is it not as I think that is like one of the easiest this thing inside your contexts. I don't know how else the setup is going, but inside your context, yeah, you have this value here. So okay, he's using the whole use reducer thing. So he's saying, if I were to do this thing, I'll set up my own context here. I will create a state, and that state will kind of be tied to my input wherever it is. So whenever I type, the state is actually updated inside the context here. So keeping it on a global kind of level, keeping it on a global level. Then this value now that I've gotten from here now, I can now use it inside my function here and do whatever I want to do.
So you can declare it elsewhere and it will still be at the global level.
Yes. As you're using context, the major thing is create your state here, tie it up, as in pass it inside this value here, get it
Yes.
wherever you want to use it. So when you get it from that place, so whatever you're updating on change, be on inputs, however you want to do it, it updates inside your context here. And then you're able to use that value to do whatever you want to do. Because that value is updated here. And this your context wraps the whole app. So it's on a global level. You can get that value and use it to do whatever you want to do at any point in time.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah. So his search stop is not working. Yeah, what's his name? Fatai Adebayo Abi. Purposeful coder. Yeah. So the very first thing here, let me open this. Okay. These are our TypeScript people. So src okay, inside my app.tsx. Okay. So I have this last name, get weather class. Okay. There's weather from. Oops, weather from. Okay. Yes, we have an interface. Yeah, keys here. Yeah, so another thing that I normally talk about, don't push your console.log here. console.log. You have a get, you have. So are you on this call? Yeah, okay. So I think one of the things I noticed is that on first search, I don't get these values. Okay. I don't get these values. So it's only after I have searched that's when I'm able to get this. And then I can go back. And then I get the one for Edo State here. So the one that should show here is the current location that you're in. Current location that you're in. So you probably want to look into it. I want to look at current location. The view saved locations doesn't really show up. Okay. Let me see. So this is fine, but my time is not correct here. I have 11:36. This is 12:30. This is 12:35. So you want to check your time too. You want to check your time too. Okay, so this is all right. This is all right. Just make the necessary, those necessary corrections. Let me see. Mhm. Now, now we can keep this. Well, probably I guess that people are actually trying out what they've learned, so that's why they go deep and deep into some this thing. That is, yeah, I guess. So just go back, look at it. First load, on first load, you should actually get your current location, the weather condition of your current location. This should still remain the current weather condition of your current location, even if you go and come back to another page. So you're not supposed to update this with the value that you got from your search. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so that is that. The way we use our own context here. Yeah, all this and stuff. I'm not even checking the responsive. So, Don't think I have slackers. Do I have? Okay. So you're saying it's only here. It's only when you click on this search. Okay. Does this work? If the search location is not working. This other one is not also working. All right. Yeah. So far, I just have 6 submissions here. And that project's week. Emmanuel Chima, what's the hold up? Are you on this call? Where are you now, sir?
I'm about to roast mine.
Okay.
I'm still on it.
Okay, please. I need the submission. I think today is the deadline that I gave. Actually, I need us to submit because that project is. Yes. I think it's people that make it to that project is. If we are small, we'll carry. If we did three, we'll build the entire project like that. If we did, if we are, listen, any number that we get, we ask, people have to shoulder the whole responsibility. So, well, I need a whole lot of people to fall in line. Is it my network? Can you guys hear me? Abi, is it his own network? Let me
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, how many of us know how to use Postman here? You know how to use it? Can you just raise your hand? Yeah. Okay. Only one person. Austin, how about you?
I have a question.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That on the home page, when there's when you load up for the first time, something will be displaying first. Is it conditional that used to render that one before it displays this current weather stuff?
Okay. Explain better for me. Which, that is,
There's
you mean
something
for
that
the
will
background?
display something. No, not the background. To display
Okay.
something like network something is fail to
Okay,
fetch.
yeah. Yes. It's condition. This one, before this one, Abi,
Yes.
it's conditional.
Okay.
Sorry about your PC. Mm, okay. Yeah, so let me see. How many people said they know how to use Postman? It's only Precious. Okay. Okay, so only Precious. Well, Okay, so how do we work with back end now? I think have we not worked with back end before? How do you work with back end? Okay, so let me just open this up. Hmm. All right. So I'm just going to talk about this. Actually, my intention was to yeah to so that we kind of build out a login and sign up this thing, but the endpoint that the person gave me, has some issues. So I am I still just want to yeah I still uh, she has not yet fixed it up. So that's why it's still pending. She has not yet fixed it up. So, but nonetheless, I'll just talk about how you could use Postman to get whatever, to get whatever you need. So let's say, for instance, now, normally when you're working with a back end person, what they normally do is they give you a sort of a documentation. They give you a sort of documentation on the necessary things. So I don't know if it might be like this. It might not be like this. Then let me just check if I have access to another one. Mm, okay. Let me see if I can open that. I'm just using this one. So most often than not, I don't know how they do it for them now. But this is just a sample of one I have worked with. So let's say, for instance, now I'm just going to use this to kind of show you how you could use Postman whenever you're working. So let's say, for instance, now this is so these are endpoints. These are different endpoints. So you see what they are. So you have a post request. So these ones are posts. When you're logging in, when you're trying to log in, you know that I hope we know all the verbs. Yeah, I think we should. So post, put, get, and so on. Now, so when you're logging in, registering, um, even forgot password, reset password. So you're actually sending information to the back end. You're trying to update something on the database. You're trying to interact with that. So at that point in time, what is happening is that um, you're making a post request. Now, when you need information from the back end, you're making a get request. So that's why this is like this. So most times they give us endpoints of this sort. They give us endpoints like this. And so let's say we want to register. So I'm just using this. So this is register. This is as a user. This other one as well. You need to be an admin. So you need to understand what each endpoint is doing. So this is as a user, you're trying to register here. I hope this still works. So what they're expecting here is, so depending if it's an interface like this, you can actually try it out on this side of things. So there's a try it out here. You can just do it here. But say for instance, I had to okay. So say for instance, I had to try it on Postman. I think I'll also show you how. So let's see. So here we have this. So this requires what? An email, a phone number, password, first name, last name. So I'll just change the email because most often than none, this is test 11. So I'll just change this to, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just change this email, phone number, password. So this can be anything. So that's when you're using this interface. So if the interface is like this, you can actually try it out on this part. So when I do this, I have to click on try it out first, and then I now click on execute. So if it's working, you actually see it, and you're, okay, they say phone number already exists. So this is where you see the issues. So, but then this is where you see the issues. So this is, we have an error of 422. You have phone number already exists. So I was supposed to change this phone number. Well, so let me just put this and still try to execute. And you see now, I have a response of 200. So that means it's successful, even though it didn't say it here. Give me this. So, but I don't have an error. I have this saved here, and I can get it on my front end. So let's use this and try and log in. Password is password. So I need to go up here. So this is login. And I click on try it out. So I'll just replace this here and change this to what? Password. So I click on execute, and yeah. So this gives us the token, this gives us the user information, and every other thing that we need. So that's when you're using it on this side of things. So if this is how they are going to give it to you, then probably it will be easy. It's easy for you to test out your endpoint here and use it. But then if this is not what they are using, so, and you see when you get 200 or anything within 200, you know that you're on the right track. So I want to do this on Postman instead. So I'm just going to copy this URL. Copy this, come to my Postman. So this is Postman here. There are a couple of things. So these are like different projects. These are different projects. So they don't interfere and all of that. These are like different. Depending, you could also do that. You could also, let me just close. Okay, so there's a plus sign here. I'll just click on it and I'll paste my URL inside here, right? Now, here you have all of this. So is it a GET request you're trying to make, or a post, or a put, or a patch? Yeah. So you need to select. So I select post because I'm trying to register here. Now you have params, you have authorization, you have headers, body, and so on and so forth. So I want to send information to the back end. So I have to use the body. Params is whenever, like you're doing a search, wherever, where you have all this question mark stuff. So Let's say you looked for something in a book. So this is a param. Usually comes after the question mark, query or something of that sort. So I have this here. Now you go back to the documentation to confirm what they need. So this is what do they call it? So you check they need an email, a phone number, password, first name, last name. So you come here inside the body. So this body stuff can actually be tricky. You could use raw. Raw is almost similar to the other one, but you need to, you're using raw, you probably pass it. I'm right. This, you have to put this in JSON. It's something of this sort. If I click on send, so when you do that, click on send, get an error. So email already exists, phone number already exists. So you could use raw to test it. Alternatively, you could just come to this form encoded. Inside here, you have to write it as the backend is expecting it to first name, last, email, phone. I hope. Am I on track? Email, phone, first name, last. All right, so let's see if this works. This. Then we put, then the value will be here, right? So key value pair will be, I can spell will be. Okay. 1080 1, 2, 3 password. Okay, so let's see. There's something I missed. Click on send. Content. Okay, so that's why I said this side of things is usually tricky. Why is there no response? So the and the password, right? Let's just fill again. Okay. So let me try again. Okay. Email must be an email. First name should not be empty. So this side of things can actually be tricky. And I don't know, probably because this guy is working with raw. If I use raw, all of this just works well. So sometimes you just need to test. Most time it works with this, works with this. So you can actually communicate with your back end person to know which one works better or what they are using. I'm using people's phone number. I send. Why am I not getting anything again? Email already exists. Oh, okay. Okay, I get what is happening. What could be happening? So when I register, so that could actually be the case. I will still test this out again. So when I registered, let me try this. Yeah. So when I registered, it didn't send back. It didn't send a response to me so that I know that this person has successfully registered. So that's why when I saw no content and all of that, I'm wondering what is wrong? Why am I not getting the content? So we've done this now. So the other thing now that we'll have to check out to see if this person is actually registered is just we will do the login part. So almost the same thing. The URL is different. So let me just confirm that. I think it's /login. So for the body, so what do I need? Email, password, right? So did I use again? ob@gm.com, password is password. This should be a post request. Ob GM. See. So I think that's one problem that we have with some back-end guys. So they're actually supposed to send back a response to you when you do something, then you know that this is what it's supposed to be. Or this is the response that you're getting. Did you work? Did you go through? So because he didn't give, so that's why I was not getting it that time. I don't know if anybody's confused. Do we understand what I'm doing here? I'm just gibberishing around. Do we have questions? Austin, do you understand what I did? Yeah, it's actually recorded. It's not tricky. You can actually just try it out
Sorry,
there. Yeah. Mhm.
Ogachus, can I ask a quick one? So, what
Yeah.
did you do when you used that body option? What did
Mm-hmm.
you check? I was a bit distracted then. What happened? What did you do after it was not showing anything? What did you have to check
Okay.
or do?
Okay, so I did not check anything. So why I tried the different ones, why I tried all of them, I tried form data because I wanted to understand what was happening. Because I didn't want to use raw initially. Okay, I used raw initially the first time, but I'd already created an account with it. So I wanted to see the response. So it gave me, yeah, that response. Now I wanted to use form URL encoded. So when I use this, I was getting a different error message. Well, I was getting a different message here, no content. And actually the account had already been created, but yeah, when I thought about it, because if you check, when we tested it here, we didn't get a response here. So we just got 204, nothing, not that in here. So this 204 is probably no contents too. So when I noticed that I did not get any content here, I said let me try this one, whether I'll get a different response because there are sometimes that form data alone, if you try it out here, it might not work. Maybe depending on how the person set up his or her back end. If you use this one, it might not work. So most often than not, I use this one or raw when it gets to worst case scenario. So I was thinking that was the case. So, but then when I tried it out with raw, I still got the same distance. So my mind, in my head, I just remember that when I tried it out on Swagger, I did not get that response. So I didn't get that response. So here, I now decided to check out the login side of things. And then when I try the login, which requires an email and password, and I'm using this form URL encoded, so I'm able to get all that I need. So the status code, the message, the data, the token. So this token now, if you do it in your front end now, you're going to get this as you've logged in now, you're now going to get this token and then store it in local storage and then use it to do whatever you want to do. Then this other information, depending if you also want to save it in local storage and use it, you could actually do that. So, but then I just had to check if the login, because for the login, you get a token. You're actually meant to get a token. So that was why I had to try out this particular one. So nothing special or anything. I didn't have to check anything. Just I tried it here, I tried it there. Well, so yeah, that's what happened. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So any other person with a question or something? JSON placeholder. So this thing is you can use this to do, you can also get I use this to do get requests. You can just try it out. So let me just do JSON placeholder stuff. So I want to get all the posts. So I'm just copying this URL. And I go to postman. Put it inside here. So this is me trying to get all the posts. So I click on this and you see it. See my response. You can use this for get requests. Put your URL and you get all the distance. Right? So you use this to test how your API is supposed to work. What are the requirements that you need? When you do that, you can now go to your work and use it as you intend to use it. Yeah. So that's just the thing. I wanted us to try it out. Like use an endpoint, try and create a login, this thing and all of that. But then I think we'll have to learn on the job. That's what's going to happen. We'll learn on the job. So I think that's that. Do we have any other question? Please, I need you guys. I need your submission. I need your submissions. So yeah. Whose hand is up?
Yeah, it was mine. Okay. I wanted to ask about this token stuff, as in how it works. So is it that
Oh. Mhm.
after you I think the token get expired. Is it from the back end that you will know that it's expired, or you set a timer on your front end that maybe like after this specific time, take the token
No,
out?
from the back end, that's where it expires. So
Okay,
when it
so how
expires,
okay.
yeah, when it expires, then it will. So depending on how the back end sets it, if the token is actually meant to expire, probably when you try to access the back end, it won't work. Something. So you get an error message, either token expired, something of that sort, and then you now know that you have to manage that error. So if you get a response like this, that means maybe redirect the person to the login page to go and log in again, something of that sort. So it could actually be in that. It all depends on how the back end is set up. So definitely you get an error message. It's actually not your thing. It's just you managing that error and redirecting. So if there's an error like this, then you should redirect to the login screen so that the person can log in again to get a new token, that kind of stuff.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. So I think you'll get it more when you actually work on something like that. You understand it better.
The job, like you do say, learn on the job.
Yeah, learning on the job. Okay. So I actually just wanted to chip in this postman thing. I actually thought that maybe you guys have a feel of it before, uh, except those that have actually worked on some serious projects. So yeah. So please, you guys should submit so that you can. I think the last task is not tasking. Like Daniel said earlier, it's like the easiest so far.
What is
So
it? What is it now? Give us heads up now.
no, that meet Austin. I've graded his work. Meet Austin. He'll tell you what it is. Anyways,
HTML.
it's just HTML and CSS. Nothing serious.
Serious. All right.
No. So
Now, so
this
you
is
dey
the
talk. If we check them now, we go come the ask question for another class. God, I beg.
next week is project week. Nobody should come and disturb me for any class. People should go and jump inside your project. So I think that is that. That is that. It's just to build. Yeah, it's just to build your, what do they call it? Build login and sign up screen, something of that sort. So nothing serious. So if you're able to cross this level, so you are done. This weather API is the apex of everything. So as much as possible, just do submit and move on. So yeah, that is that. So the ones available, I will grade you guys and then be good to go. Do that as soon as possible. Okay. So I think in the absence of any question, yeah, if I actually made correction on your work, I feel like you should just go and do something about it, like improve on it. That is that. All right, guys, you guys should have a fun day. I think we'll just end the class. Yeah. All right. Thank you too. Precious, precious. All right.
Well, Chooks, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right.